Hi, I'm Joan Newcomb, and today's weekly musing is about our relationship as consciousness. And my sidekick here is my infant granddaughter, who is probably going to influence the conversation. So I was on a Zoom meeting the other day, and the topic was something to do with self-esteem or confidence or something like that. And several people describe themselves as a child of God. And that was really interesting to me because I hadn't thought that way in a really long time. Now, I remember from my original upbringing, God the Father, and my training in a mystery school, is that the Old Testament view of God is this thing in the sky, this vengeful God in the sky who's jealous and who throws plagues at you and things like that. The upgrade is that, or the upgrade was 2,000 years ago, was being able to relate to God as a parental figure. So it brought it closer to us. But the thing is that we've all gone through a shift in consciousness. It's an evolution in consciousness. And my experience now is that, besides the fact that there's no physical body, it's just an energy, it's consciousness, is that we are all consciousness as well. There's no parental to any of it. What I came to realize is I am consciousness, you are consciousness, she's consciousness. At our essence, we are all consciousness. It's the physical form and the body personality that experiences the limitations, that has to put it into a relational context. I am consciousness. I think another term would be the God self. We're all connecting now as the God self. Now, that doesn't mean that I have instant connection to the Akashic records, all the Akashic records, because I'm in a physical form. Wouldn't I fry my device if I tried to download everything on the internet? And as I navigate my life, I don't see the full road trip or know the weather along the way or what roads are under construction. I just know as far as I can see in front of me. But when I operate as consciousness, I can operate from that intuitive knowingness, that awareness that can help me just decide to not go through that side of town and then find out the bridge is out or something like that. And then the other thing with this, when you operate with your awareness as consciousness and the awareness that everyone is consciousness, there isn't any need to dominate or control, change, fix, or manipulate. Everyone is creating their reality as consciousness in this world. This world is a creation of consciousness. This amazing world is a creation of consciousness for us to play in. And I used to say that the more capable of us create the more challenging lifetimes. Yeah, the more creative of us create the more complex storylines. It doesn't mean that you're less than or there's something wrong with you if you created a storyline full of tragedy or sadness or anything like that. You're just creative. Because as consciousness, I don't have any ethics. There's no good or bad to being in this world. It's just a playground. I mean, if I went to Disneyland, yeah, I would actually judge some of the rides because they're too fast for me. But really, there's no judgment about any of the rides. They're just all provided for everyone who wants to play in the adventures and density and effort land that we're in. So it's something to consider and reframe your reality or your view of reality, because there's a lot of things going on in the world that feel very strange, threatening, setting us back, frustrating. When we operate as consciousness, it doesn't mean that suddenly everything's going our way, but definitely things are unfolding and reorganizing in our favor. And even things that seem like setbacks, we can look back and realize that it ultimately redirected us in the right way. So I invite you to think about those things as you look at the news, as you go about your daily life, and reframe it and reframe yourself as consciousness, the larger part of consciousness, just in physical form. And remind yourself of that. Whenever your viewpoint drops, see how that transforms your life. And if you want to know more, my website is joan-newcomb.com. If you look below this, there'll be links to all sorts of things, some free offers and some other offerings. I look forward to talking to you next week in another Weekly Musings. This was actually a walk and talk, but anyway, see you next week.